Hello YouTube. Welcome to this week's version of the Digimon TCG newsletter for the week of 12/20. I have lots of exciting news to bring to you guys, not just in the Japan sets that are being revealed in their meta, but also with some of our results for our first few BT6 tournaments without the starter decks. So let's go ahead and get diving in. First things first, they revealed the last few pack fillers, the commons. These are the ADR cards. It looks like a very interesting deck archetype that they're pushing out that synergizes with the Mother D Reaper, as they have these unique ADR cards that all have this niche synergy with each other, and they all kind of work together to make a combined deck. You have like your new Aosmon one. I'm not showing it on the screen here, but you can have up to 50 copies of it in the deck. So it's going to be a very interesting deck to look at in the format when EX2 is released in Japan. But as you can see, I've already kind of hinted at, they've finally revealed those last few spots, those secret rares, those chase cards of EX2. Now, what are they? If you guys have not seen, the very first one that they revealed was the Beelzemon Blast Mode. Now, when I looked at this card, I knew I had a friend of mine. I thought of immediately. His favorite line is the Beelzemon line, and Impmon in particular, and he's been holding on to that BT2 Beelzemon for quite a while, and it looks like they're finally supporting that archetype. Of the old BT2 one, you can warp to that level 6, and then you can get to Blast Mode even quicker into that level 7, as it kind of synergizes with itself. In addition, they both have these milling effects, which is something Purple naturally does amazing with. They naturally mill to get advantage in resource. They call from the grave. They gain advantage with Blast Mode, security attack for every 10 cards in trash. I know Lilflip has utilized Jack Raid previously, and getting 10 cards in trash isn't really an issue. And now when you really push for the synergy, it can be a lot more realistic, especially since they both have this self-mill synergy. And if you pull up that BT6 Impmon, these are two great targets for that to work with. Now, moving on to the more heroic side of the set for the secret rares, we have the Gallantmon line. Now, for you guys who don't know, Gallantmon has this Tamer Tocado. I'm going to show it next page. That synergizes well with it. It gives them Blitz, which means they can attack immediately after the gauge passes to your opponent's side. So, what this looks like for these two, it looks like it's going to emphasize more board tempo. The Crimson Mode Gallantmon resembles a lot more that BT 1.0 version of Gallantmon that trashes the security as you attack for every 10 cards in their trash. So it seems like it's really meant to be paired together with the other one. For the secret rare, it's really interesting. It's a little not as amazing for what I would expect after seeing the Beelzemon one, but it's still very impressive nonetheless, and it probably will be just one of the strongest cards in their format if I had to take a guess right now. So you go to the next page, you see that Tocado. You see you get the Digivolve being a Blitz mechanic for all your Gallantmons and Growlmons, so this would work great with it. When you get Digivolve for that 6 memory into that Crimson mode, it's going to be really impactful and could even take the game as you trash that last security and then swing for lethal on the next turn if it was down to that scenario with 10 in trash, 1 security. And then speaking of the EX set, here in Americas, we are getting our gift boxes revealed or finally pushed out. There are some delays in some areas. There's very few that actually have these boxes in hand already. I know one friend over in India, that has this product on hand, and he's already pulled Secret Rare Machine Dramon Altar. It looks amazing. So guys, keep an eye out for that, and remember what MSRP is. You can find it on the Digimon website. I believe it's supposed to be $25. Don't overpay for a product for these 4 packs and the little cool memory gauge and promo. I will say, I do love the peripherals in this product, but don't feel inclined to pay more than what you should for something that you should hopefully find at retail. So that was our EX1 set. It's being pushed out January 7th is when the official release of it with the boosters is. So hold out tight for that, guys. We will be getting the main drop of this set. I'm very excited for it. I want to see if I can get something open for this channel. I think it would be awesome. Anyways, moving on from EX2 and EX1 stuff, let's go ahead and talk about how does the Japan meta look like right now. As you can see over here, I have some results from this previous week for what the Japan meta is looking like. And as you can see, it's really strong lean towards blue-yellow hybrid decks and the X antibody archetype with Jesmons mixed into that meta as well. The red-black Black War Greymon seems to be really performing well. It synergizes with that X antibody. If you haven't seen, Alphamon that we just got in BT6 has lots of support coming up, and he's used in lots of the upcoming meta decks. So I would strongly look into getting one of those because I think it'd be a really nice long-term pickup to keep yourself viable for these upcoming sets. Seems to be a very future-proof card. But the whole synergy with the Black War Greymon to swing, restand, attack your opponent's Digimon seems really interesting, and I love the mechanic of it. Moving on from Japan's meta, we do have stuff for our first 3 Digimon BT6 pre-starter deck regionals. For the last 2 that just happened this weekend, we have the Core Top 16 and TAC Top 16. Now, if you thought Lord Nightmon was oppressive, this is going to be nowhere as close to how oppressive that meta was in BT5. We actually have a small diversity. Gabumon is definitely the preferred one and more favorable deck. Everyone's leaning towards this format, but it's not the only viable deck. We had 3 Musketeers, Security Control, Rookie Rush, Dynasmon decks. We've had a little bit of everything, but it is definitely favoring those first 3 more Security Control, Gabumon, and Musketeers. But I will say, I think there's a lot more viable decks than people give credit for in this format. So I'm very excited to see what that's going to look like in the next few weeks, as I believe next month we're going to have Nationals. So unless there's a last chance qualifying cup for regionals, which I don't know if we will, it's our first time with the whole Digimon scene being competitive. Hopefully we'll see something awesome, though, next month as well. And moving on, for local events, I have a Pauper format I'm going to be hosting on January 8th in the Austin area. So all those Austin folks, you may be seeing this, why am I showing you level 5 Argomon, Hidden Potential Discover? Well, our format is going to be a Pauper format, commons, uncommons only. I'm excited to see what people can bring up. And for this format, I'm going to remove the restriction on Argomon level 5, remove the restriction on HPD, so we have a bit more to work with in green. And on top of that, I will allow the use of those rare starter deck tamers. They all provide niche synergies that allow you to work with each color a bit more. So you can get that extra DP in red, you can get that extra memory at start of turn if you strip sources with blue. Like, there's lots of really niche ones where I don't think any of them are overpowered. It also lets you use some hybrid support that you have in blue, red, and a little bit in green. I really do think the decks to look out for color-wise is going to be in green and blue. I think they have lots of cool tools, but I want to see what everyone has to bring to the table for this format. And I'll be sharing a vlog of this video, or of this format, when we have the finalist results and showing a deck profile of what won. And as our final reminder to our ATX folks out there, Friday Night Locals is not happening this week. It's the holidays. We probably won't have it for the next 2 weeks. I'll keep you posted next week's newsletter. Well, this is Eagle X. Thank you so much for watching. And if you haven't, please leave a comment, like, and subscribe to this channel. I really appreciate it. Take care and stay safe.